it was made official on WWE's website that Daniel Bryan was released from his contract. So it's been around 24 hours. There are still people raving about whether this firing of Bryan Danielson from WWE is true, or if WWE working the internet fans. And then they did another angle that got a hold of Bret Hart, and they throw him into the back of a limousine, and then they get the driver to reverse into other vehicles. Bam! Some people believing that Bryan Danielson was the driver of the limo. Last week on Raw, Nexus, as they are now called apparently, it was all a plan hatched by Vince McMahon. They end up just bashing the living daylights out of him as well, which kind of makes no sense. As for Bryan Danielson, well, he's back in the independent scene. There's a video on YouTube, and he pretty much just thanked the people for the support. The firing was real. The firing actually took place. They released him because of a certain big influence. People believe Linda McMahon's campaign had something to do with it. There are contraries to that belief. WWE's deal with Mattel. Mattel makes the WWE action figures now. Some people are saying that that might very well be the case. No one seems to know the real story behind it. I believe they will bring him back. I also believe that he might not even come back. All I know now is he's back on the independents. There is always the possibility that he might come back once this whole deal blows over, so you never really know what can happen. What you just seen was on the 29th of June. It is now the 2nd of July. I can confirm that the man is fired. Bryan Danielson, formerly known as Daniel Bryan, is no longer a WWE employee. And now that Bryan Danielson is fired, I know what's going on. I have a clear idea as to what he might be doing after his no-compete clause ends. I don't need to keep updating you on what's going down with the NXT angle. Excuse me, the Nexus. This last week on Raw, they beat up a bunch of old guys. This thing is going nowhere and going there fast. Believe me. Arn Anderson, Michael Hayes, Mike Rotundo, Dean Malenko, Jerry Lawler, again, and Ricky Steamboat. I honestly don't care about this NXT Nexus angle any more than anybody else does. Nobody really gives a rat's ass about it. People hate Nexus. I mean, for real. I mean, they're supposed to be heels, but they just don't like the angle at all now that Bryan Danielson ain't there no more. They also hate Michael Cole. And he has been acting heelish these last couple of months. And I believe, as does everyone else, that Michael Cole is actually the anonymous general manager who he keeps getting emails from. So what we got here is a guy sending emails to himself. Anyway, back to the Daniel Bryan firing. Even though it was about 3 weeks ago, some people might be going, "That's great. That is just great, man. You fire Bryan Danielson, a future world champion, no doubt about it. Good on you, WWE. You've just handed TNA a world-class heavyweight title contender." And then, of course, there are some people that are saying, "Let's have a friggin' party! Bryan Danielson's back on the independent scene! Yes! Yes! Oh my friggin' god! Yes! 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 Oh my god! Yes! 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 And yes again!" Me, myself, I'm glad that he's back in the independent scene. But like I said before, there's every good a chance of him coming back after his 90-day no-compete clause has ended. No one knows for sure what he's going to do. He's been called up by TNA. They are interested in him, but he might not be. But yeah, I can officially report now for myself and anybody else who watches this that Bryan Danielson is no longer a WWE superstar. And that, my friends, is